It's nothing against you. That's what people say on 9 to 5 jobs. Then you'll find out that what they say doesn't match how they react. Before I get into my quick rant about this, let me say years ago I worked on a job and we were all getting ready to go home for the day, right? And on this job, it was one of those things where people were like waiting for me to give status of something. And when I had given that status, it was chaos. Like everybody started talking over me, and it seemed like they were blaming me for having to give news from another person because I acted as a liaison. That was the job. I understood the assignment, and I understood that there was tension years before I got there. But then one of the people, oh, it's nothing against you. I said, yes, it is, because you all just yelled at me. The room got quiet and people changed the subject because they could see that I was ticked off. See, in that moment when people do that to me, I'll clap at you and let you know. Never say to me, it's nothing against you, because I'm going to clap back and tell you why I think it is. This in a work situation is one of those rare things that when someone says it, they know why they said it, and they know that they were indeed directing it towards you, but don't want to take responsibility for that. That was one of those watershed moments where I knew I wasn't going to work for those people that long. When that was said to me, within a year and a half, I think I was gone after that. And there was such freedom in finally getting away from that place. I'm going to say something bold right now. If you're working a regular 9 to 5 and people say that to you, you need to prepare an exit strategy. And here's why. Most often when someone says that, they are admitting that they offended you from a professional standpoint. And they're trying to stave it off to not give an all and out apology, even when a situation is not your fault. Or even when you were asked to do a task, you were good at it and they tried to scoff you off. Let me give a great example. Someone leaves a job. You're told to step in, right? And take an approach of being the temporary work leader, manager, and the person who left's place. They give you all the benefits, even including the pay of that person. You have done an excellent job. You've worked your butt off and you've proven yourself beyond a reasonable doubt that you could be the next person take that position. Then suddenly they come to you one day, oh, we've hired externally, or we've hired someone else internally, and we also want you to train them. And when you explain your position, because you had done the job anywhere from 4 months to a year plus, they clap back with and try to be in a nice, it's nothing against you. They may as well have slapped you in the face, right? It's not to say that the person that was internal or external wasn't better qualified, but if they were internal, why didn't you just hire them in the first place? And if it was external, what qualifications did that person have that made them better than the other person? Because now the person who's done an excellent job has gotten accustomed to those duties. Now you can sit back and say, oh, well, that person knew they were temporary. But then there's an argument that they also proved themselves. My point of this contention is when you tell someone it's nothing against them when your actions said otherwise. Sometimes when people say this, they really think that they're helping you, but they're not. Just like there was a football player some years ago that this happened. And yeah, that person wasn't doing well on the team at that time. And they were told, you know, I like you personally and there's nothing against you, but this is such and such and such and such. Understandably, because when you're running a professional team, it's a business. What I'm essentially saying is you're going to have to find a better way to reject people without using the term "it's nothing against you," because that term that whole phrase can come across as gaslighting people. I can't give you tips on what better to say because it has to be on a case by case basis. But be careful about setting people up as if you're gaslighting them. Because some of your best workers will sit, smile in your face politely and play the game, and behind your back have applications out for better spots, which they have a right to leave. But then you can't get angry when that person wants nothing to do with you. I'm just saying I've had this said to me when something wasn't my fault. I was just the messenger. And it ticked me off because I had to tell these people what I was told. I was told to pass the information along. They didn't like it, and so they all started going off. The entire room, everybody had something smart to say. And I'm looking like, these people, whatever, I'm not staying here. If you take a job where you have to be the bearer of bad news, be careful that this can happen to you, because it will. Because sometimes you have lined up to play somebody's punching bag when their day doesn't go well. And you don't deserve that at all.